Have you ever thought about whether narcissists really know how much pain they cause? Do they know that what they say do, and try to get you to do what they want will leave lasting scars? This is a question that many people who have been hurt by a narcissist still have. It's possible that the answer is not as simple as we think. Narcissists are thought to be totally unaware of the harm they cause, while others say they know what they're doing and don't care. But do they know? If that's the case, why do they keep going? Please bear with me as I reveal the truth. I promise you that what you will hear will shock you. Hey pretty people, it's great to see you again. Today we're going to talk about something that people often get wrong. Do narcissists know when they're hurting you? That's the question. If they do, then why do they keep going? Before we start, please click the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with anyone who might need to hear this. We should start to understand the complicated nature of selfishness and how these people behave. So let's do it. Before we get into this topic, it's important to note something important that is often missed. Narcissists aren't always totally unaware of how their actions affect the people around them. A lot of the time, they are well aware of how bad they are being. Give that thought some time to really sink in. It's not just that they're careless or reckless. Most of the time, they know exactly what they're doing. The knowledge is there, even if they act like they're not aware of it. But here's where things get even more complicated. Just because they know this doesn't mean they feel guilty, regret their actions, or really try to change them. It's a hard truth, but it's important to know. A lot of the time, narcissists put their own wants, needs, and mental well-being ahead of everyone else. Their view of the world is shaped by their constant need for approval, recognition, and power over the people and things around them. Because of this, they often don't care about, or even notice the thoughts of those around them. The strange thing about egotistical behavior is that it's not always done to hurt or destroy other people. Instead, what makes them do what they do is a deep-seated, internal emptiness that they feel driven to fill. This is what makes them act in hurtful or manipulative ways most of the time. The person may be aware that what they are doing, whether it's lying, cheating, or mentally abusing someone, will hurt them, but they still put their own happiness, short-term pleasure, and desire to feel better about themselves ahead of everything else. It's a very skewed and self-centered view of the world, where other people's mental health is just something that gets in the way of their own happiness. They believe that the goals justify the means as long as they are happy, accepted, or in charge at the time. Narcissists may do a lot to hide how they really feel, twist the truth, or cover up what they've done. But it's important to remember that they usually know how much pain they cause. Most of the time, they are well aware of what will happen. Let's look at an example of a narcissist who cheats on their partner. Did they think about how badly their deeds will hurt the person they say they care about? Of course. Why would they go to the trouble of hiding their cheating, hiding proof, or telling big lies if they didn't? Because they don't think their behavior is bad or wrong, they don't hide it. That's not true. They hide it because they know what will happen if their partner finds out. They are aware of the hurt feelings, betrayal, anger, and sadness that could happen, but they think that the possible consequences are not worth it for the satisfaction they will feel, or for being able to keep control of the situation. They're ready to hurt people to get what they want, because they know they can either control the situation even more or shift the blame when bad things happen. Even though they know they're hurting people, that doesn't mean they feel bad about it. Narcissists are known for not having real empathy, so when they realize the pain they cause, it doesn't usually make them feel guilty or think about themselves in the way that it would for most people. They might instead explain why they did what they did, put the blame on someone else, or change the story to make themselves look like the victim. Because they are self-centered, they can ignore how their actions make other people feel, and only think about how the situation helps them. They stay stuck in a cycle of bad behavior because of self-interest, manipulation, and not caring about other people's feelings. They keep up the appearance that they're in charge, and that their wants should always come first. The truth is that their knowledge of the harm they cause is not a sign of empathy. Instead, It's a way for them to control their self-image and keep doing what makes them happy without having to deal with the consequences. The next question that makes sense is why narcissists keep doing what they're doing even though they know it hurts other people? Because they are highly insecure and always want to be approved of. The answer to this question is yes. They live in a world where their sense of self-worth is never really their own. It's always reliant on the outside world, on the praise, respect, and acceptance they get from other people. If they can't get that sense of worth from within, they will often do anything to get it from other people. Many of their actions are motivated by this need for approval from others, which traps them in a cycle of manipulation, mental abuse, and lying. Narcissists often say sorry, or act like they feel bad about what they did after it hurts others, and they may even promise to change. There is a good chance that they won't change, though, unless something deep inside them changes, which doesn't happen very often. Most narcissists don't have the self-awareness or mental strength to really change. And even if they try to show a different side of themselves, their behavior patterns often stay the same. Before anyone gets the wrong idea, I want to make one thing very clear. The fact that narcissists may know they're hurting other people does not explain or justify their harmful behavior. It doesn't matter if a narcissist knows they are hurting you. That doesn't mean they can get away with it. Even though they are aware of it, their behavior is still hurtful, manipulative, and harmful. Indeed, in some cases, the narcissist may become even more evil when they realize how much pain they are causing. It's not just about meeting their own wants for some narcissists. It's also about keeping others in line and making sure they stay the center of attention. Not only do they get what they want, but the emotional chaos they cause also helps them stay in charge of the relationship by making others feel dependent on them, or even guilty for asking what they're doing. So, why do narcissists keep acting this way? The answer is clear. For many narcissists, the chance of hurting other people is a small price to pay for meeting their own emotional and mental needs. They think that their own happiness, no matter how short-lived it may be, is the most important thing, and any harm they cause to others is just a side effect. Their own happiness and mental well-being is the most important thing to them, and they think that the ends always justify the means. It's normal for them to hurt others, lie, or cheat if it makes them feel good about themselves, respected, or in charge. The mental health of other people doesn't even come into play. It's important to remember, though, that things aren't always as black and white as they seem at first. Even though they don't have empathy or self-awareness, some narcissists may really fight to understand how much harm they cause. They may be aware that what they're doing is upsetting other people, but they might not have the emotional depth or mental ability to fully understand how their actions affect those around them. They might make sense of their actions by focusing only on their own feelings, wants, and needs, ignoring or pushing aside the pain they cause others. It's because they think their own needs are always more important than anyone else's that they can't see how their actions affect the people they say they care about. Because they can't really understand how other people feel, narcissists make it very hard for people to ever feel seen, heard, or valued for who they are. Sometimes a narcissist will say sorry or apologize, but it's usually not true, and they have other reasons behind it. Their apologies aren't sincere expressions of regret. Instead, they're attempts to avoid the effects of what they did, or keep control of the situation. When a narcissist says sorry, it might not be because they're sorry for what they did, but because they want the other person to forgive them, or because they don't want the consequences to affect their own sense of control. In the end, the apology is just another emotional tool they use to get what they want, not to make things right or heal the hurt they've caused. That person who is being hurt feels helpless, unheard, and mentally drained because of this dynamic relationship. The narcissist's repeated actions, lack of real responsibility, and weak explanations make the person who has been manipulated feel even more confused and betrayed. This makes them constantly emotionally unstable, because the narcissist can't really understand how bad their actions are. There isn't much hope for real healing or change. Anybody who is close to a narcissist will find it even harder to find peace or resolution, because the narcissist is either unable or unwilling to provide the closure and healing that is so badly needed. They keep up their circle of manipulation instead, hurting people emotionally as they go. We've already talked about how narcissists are driven by an insatiable need for approval, a constant hunger for praise, and a huge fear of being seen for who they really are underneath the mask they wear. This constant drive shapes how they deal with others, especially when they're with someone. They often don't think about how their actions affect the people they hurt. As long as they're getting the attention and praise they need, it's easy for them to ignore or downplay it. People who are narcissists care more about their own wants than the needs of others. The connections they make aren't based on love, respect, or real care for each other. Narcissists see relationships as transactions, with the goal of getting what they want, whether that's approval, control, or admiration, at the cost of the people around them. They don't understand the idea of emotional reciprocity at all, because they see other people more as tools to help them meet their own needs, than as partners who deserve care and attention. Finally, it's important to really think about how painful it is to deal with selfish people. Of course, these people are aware that they are hurting you in some way. However, they keep doing what they're doing even though they know it hurts you, because they think the benefit is greater than the harm. For them, getting their way, staying in charge, or getting praise is more important than the short-term pleasure it gives them, than the mental pain it causes others. The sad truth is that they don't think your pain is important enough for them to change how they act. Narcissists are fully aware of the harm they do, and still choose to do it. Knowing this is important for keeping yourself from further emotional and psychological damage. Most of the time, narcissists don't want to change unless they are pushed to face their deepest demons. Even so, big changes don't happen very often. The chances are against those who want the narcissist to change in a real way. Most of the time, they don't have the self-awareness or mental depth to change their harmful behaviors in a way that lasts. Those of you who have been hurt by narcissists need to realize that your pain is real and caused by their hurtful and manipulative actions. Your experiences are real, and not just in your head, or because you are too sensitive. There's a chance that narcissists are somewhat aware of the harm they cause, but that doesn't mean they will stop. They do what they do because they have a deep-seated need that makes them not care about how their activities affect other people. It may be hard to accept this truth, but it's important to know that the narcissist will keep acting badly as long as they gain from it, no matter how much you try to explain or justify it. Because of this, people who have been hurt by selfish behavior need to take action to protect their mental health. Setting clear, firm limits that protect your health and stop further manipulation is the first step. It's also very important to get help from people who know how hard it is to deal with narcissistic abuse. Connecting with people who understand and agree with your experiences can be very helpful. This can happen in therapy support groups or with trusted family and friends. Narcissistic abuse can leave deep mental scars, but it is possible to heal with the right help and self-care techniques. You don't have to keep quiet about how hard selfish relationships are on you emotionally. It takes strength to face the truth about what you've been through, and take steps to keep yourself safe from more harm. You should fight for your own health and happiness. With time, help, and clear limits, you can get over the harm narcissists have done to you, and create a peaceful and strong life for yourself. Thanks for being here today. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with people who might need to hear it if you thought it was helpful. As always, feel free to leave a comment below with your ideas or personal stories. Let's keep talking about this and help each other as we deal with the difficulties of dating narcissistic people. Take care of yourselves until next time. And remember that your recovery is worth the work.